Here is my colleague, Mr. Ranajit Mukherjee, AICC Secretary in charge of Nagaland. He will be with us till the election. Today, we have called this protest press conference in matters of misuse of central government agencies against political opponents in the nation. After the rule of BJP, they have unleashed the vengeance, political vendetta against the political opponents because they have no answers to what the political opponents are saying. I think almost all the politicians in the nation capable of voicing against the wrong, capable of standing for the Constitution, capable of voicing for the people who cannot voice, are all brought under the arena of ED, or otherwise CBI, or otherwise NIA, and also police, SITs, all the government machineries. Unlike the past 70 years, 60 years of Congress rule, in this 7-8 years of Modi's rule, the government agencies have become the political tools, which has never happened in the history of Congress. You all know what has happened in 2002 in Godhra. Over 700 Muslims were said to be massacred. Over 250 Hindus also died. But Modi himself have asked his officials, his police officials, to allow Hindus to unleash the anger, their anger. And therefore that Godhra riot, Gujarat riot we call. When Senior SP Sanjeeva Bhatt filed an affidavit in the Supreme Court saying that he attended the meeting, and therein Modi has asked the senior police officers to allow Hindus to ventilate their anger. And that is the cause of the Godhra, wherein over 1,000 people died and 10,000 people from the Gujarat have to exodus to other states. But the Congress, although in ruling, we have only let the law take its own course. Otherwise, that government should have been dismissed on the same day, and the Chief Minister and the Home Minister, all the responsible officers should have been booked. But Congress has never used agencies, government agencies. But unfortunately, we all see that all these agencies are misused and they have become political tools, especially BJP tools. As a Congress member and party organization, we are against use of government agencies as political tools and to use for the political vendettas. As a Mongolian society from the northeast, we believe in forgiveness We believe in truth. We don't consider vendettas, revenge, as means and answers to the solution. It is not our culture, it is not our custom, it is not our way to protest in the street, destroy properties. What is happening in the nation? Every day, it has become everyday affair. And all through BJP inspirations, instigations. The demolitions are on. And their own MPs are supervising demolitions. Be it the church, be it the mosque, be it the private owners. Because they don't belong to Hindu fanatics. And these missionaries, government missionaries, are also used in formulating religion divide in the nation, attracting anger from the world, from the nations against the government. Today, Rahul Gandhi and Madam Sonia Gandhi were summoned. Unfortunately, Madam Sonia Gandhi could not appear because of COVID positive. But Rahul will appear and is appearing today. Maybe already in the ED's office today. It's a case of National Herald. There was no exchange of money. They're talking about laundering of money. Laundering of money means what? There should be some money. When there is no money, what is laundering of money? It is purely political vendetta, because Rahul is the only person calling Mr. Modi, asking Modi questions. Rahul is the only person putting questions, standing for the people, for the nation. And that is why they wanted to cow him down. I'm telling you, I have seen Rahul for quite some time. Almost 15 years in the national arena. He cannot be cowed down. He's a man of standing and will continue. He will not mind going to the jails. He is ready to go. I know him. His ancestors have done. They have languished in the jails, and he is ready. For no wrong, he has been called. I don't think ED will be able to find any fault at him, even if he interacts. But for no fault, but to intimidate, to treat, so that he doesn't speak, they wanted to cow him down. Otherwise, enforcement directors, in our consideration, have no right at all to summon him, because in the transaction of National Herald, there was no money. There was only, I think, what is that called? Transfer of some shares. To shareholders, I think. So there was no money that Mr. Rahul Gandhi or otherwise Madam Gandhi were involved in any man. They were only members. So this is a purely political vendetta. And I think if we continue to live under this type of character of leaders, we will not be able to progress, the nation will not be able to progress. Law and order and anger of the nation will continue. And where there is no peace, there can be no progress, there is no future. This is the situation here in the state, and therefore we want to inform the people of Nagaland and also the nation. We are also submitting a memorandum to the President of India through the Governor of Nagaland, and our team at Kohima will be submitting it today at 1 to the Governor's office, and that will be flashed to President's office, demanding that Government of India, the President should restrain the Government of India from use of government agencies against political opponents. This is embarrassing to the situation in front of the world. It should not happen. As a democratic nation, we should never agree to use government agencies against the political opponent. We don't mind. Let the law take its own course. In the case of Nagaland ED, in the case of CBI cases in Nagaland, there is no outcome. What has happened to High Court? There is no outcome. What has happened to 5 cases of ED? There is no outcome. It's a clear cut of money laundering, clear cut of corruption. We want to ask CBI and also ED, what has happened to the cases of Nagaland? So these are few things we wanted to make known to our people. And therefore, I thank you all for being with us today. Najib, do you want to say something?
I would just like to add that today, with Mr. Rahul Gandhi, for obvious political reasons, being summoned by the ED, the leaders of the Congress party decided to come to Delhi and walk with Mr. Gandhi and support him as he went to the ED, which is a constitutional right of any citizen, forget political leaders. And as we speak, as I'm watching the pictures from Delhi, our leaders, our MPs, our AICC general secretaries are being arrested, they're being put on buses, they're being taken away by Delhi police. For what reason? We have a right to walk with our leader. The ruling dispensation is so scared of us, is so scared of Mr. Gandhi, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, that they are too scared to even allow the leaders of the Congress party to walk with him. And as Mr. Theri rightly pointed out, there are justifiable cases of the ED in Nagaland itself, of the CBI and the ED, which are not seeing the light of day. And yet, instead of bothering about employment, instead of bothering about education, instead of bothering about the GDP, the ruling dispensation continuously wants to use these diversionary tactics to take the minds of the people of India away from what should really concern them. Thank you.